This is the Frank and Friends Show. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy.
Hi, I'm Logan Merle.
Well, look at you. Hello, Logan.
Hello, Frank.
Welcome. First appearance on the Frank and Friends Show.
First time.
But I've known you for a while.
Long time.
It's been a hot minute.
For how many years now? 10, something?
Well, considering that you're probably, 21? I don't even know how old you are.
That's exactly it. Uh-huh.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Oh, well then forget it. You're old now.
I'm almost 30, yeah.
You're practically old. I had no idea. Well, I guess you can
I'm
stay. You can still stay. This is the Frank and Friends Show. We appreciate you subscribing on YouTube, and that means a whole lot for us. And of course, if you're a fan of Logan, please subscribe twice if you can. Once for me and once for her.
Funny.
And tell your friends. You can also find us on the audio podcast apps, and you can try our incredible merchandise, such as the lovely pint glasses that I'm quite fond of.
I'll be drinking out of both of these.
Full of water. We also have, it's too warm really for the hoodies, but sometimes there's a cool night, or the air conditioning. These are beautiful, aren't they?
You got hoodies?
Well, you can get anything made from this merch company. Do you have merch? I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
You can get you send your logo to this company, and then if someone buys a hoodie, they print one. So
That's awesome.
So I ordered one, and they printed one, and this is the only one that exists.
I want to see it.
It's beautiful. It's soft and squishy.
Oh, it's like really nice quality, too.
I know. And see this towel?
You're kidding.
I love towels.
I love towels.
See?
Okay, we've had a lot of things this morning. We've already discussed it. We were like...
Look at this towel. Look at this beautiful logo that Jody Collins did with the mountains and the... It's like, it's got the whole... It's like the picture back there. Yeah, they're lovely. And
Frank, I've known you too long. I got to have one of your sweatshirts and your towels.
Okay, well, good. We'll get you hooked up.
Okay, this is awesome.
I'll give you a discount code and everything.
You got one of those, like, swipe up here for 20% off.
I haven't done it in a while, but I certainly can institute one.
That's great.
It's not that terribly difficult. Yeah. I'll make a code just for you in your private merch sale.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, that's all at frankandfriendshow.com/store. So I'm really kidding, that I didn't realize you were 28, but I've known you since you were 13? I don't know. It seems like you were very young when your mama introduced me to you at a symphony event or a charity event that you were up there playing guitar.
Uh-huh. So, it could have been literally, I did that when I was 10 and 13 and 15.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
That's wild.
And I've always thought you were a great singer and just a great personality. And one thing I've noticed is you changed your Instagram or some handle to put the word vibe in it. Why is that?
Funny that you noticed. Well, okay, so I just figured out how important it is to set a good vibe.
Yeah.
And I went on this girls' trip, and I was like, music is so important. I don't always have to be singing, but you can just turn the radio on.
Yeah.
And it sets just this awesome vibe for if you got the right songs, like the radio.
So then it's not what I thought.
Okay, what do you think?
I thought that you were giving up the guitar and we're switching to vibraphones.
Okay.
Which are a very large, not very portable instrument.
Yeah, no, I'm down to I love the portable, so that's definitely not the case here. But it's all about bringing the vibes somewhere, So, I don't know, I used to hate that word. Now I'm all about it. I use it too much.
Well, it's kind of a throwback. To me it sounds very 70s.
Okay, yeah, true.
And in a way, you're a young person, but you're an old soul. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
I would say so. I've always...
you've always been older than your age.
Uh-huh.
Because, like I said, at 13, you're up there singing Tennessee Christmas in front of the Knoxville Symphony Orchestra, right?
Wild. I was mature and old soul in a lot of ways, but goodness, am I still a child in so many other ways.
But you're a mom now, too, and that changes everything.
Yes, it does, yeah.
I like being a mom, I'm not a mom, but I like being a dad in my 20s.
Yeah.
Because then it sets you up to be a grandpa in your 50s, and you still have, I still have the strength to pick up the children and throw them into the pool.
Yes. Speaking of pool.
Yeah, you like it?
I like your pool, yes.
I have been very stressed. Last time it's been a few minutes since I did an episode here. Last time Mitch Moore was here, he looked out at the pool, and he thought that I was celebrating St. Patrick's Day and that I had dyed it green like they do the river in Chicago, because it looked awful. Uh-huh. And I was super stressed about it. And I had gone to the pool supply store and they asked for your phone number. And I don't want to give out, I just felt...
They asked for your phone number?
Well, because they want to keep track of your sales. And I said, well, do I get a discount? If I get a discount, I might give you my phone number.
True.
Well, in a fit of snarkiness, I told them my phone number was 867-5309.
No way.
And they said, what's the name with that? And I said, Jenny. And they said, okay. And they put me in the computer as Jenny, 867-5309.
Did you really do this?
Yeah. And they already had a guy named Jeff in there with that number. So
No way. Someone did it already.
or did it already.
Yeah.
Which I know that I had read and heard that all over the country, people do this. Like if you go to any supermarket and you don't have the discount card and it says put in your phone number, try putting in 867-5309. Chances
Any area
are,
code?
I think any area code. I think chances are somebody will have done it.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
so
back
funny.
in the olden days, I think it was WLS in Chicago changed their request line to be whatever the Chicago area code is. I guess 312-867-5309. That was their request line for years.
That's so funny.
And anybody who has that number in real life is just plagued with calls still to this day.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, so I did that. But I went and I finally had to go back a second time because I bought all this algicide and it didn't do the job. The pool was still green. So I humbly went back with a bottle of water to get it tested. And the lady, her name is Bree. She was very sweet, or Brianna, but she even, like when I told her my phone number was 867-5309, she just gave this look like, because my wife at the same time is going,
Oh, no way.
My
She
wife
gave
was-
it away.
yeah, my wife was giving it away. She's like,
Yeah.
you can't do that. And she's one just like, I said, well, but she tested the water and said, here's what you got to do. I thought I put too much chlorine in because it was getting all cloudy. I didn't know what I was doing. And it was too little chlorine. She says, go home and put in 20 pounds of chlorine. Put in 12 today, 8 tomorrow, and then keep doing 8 pounds a day for the next week. So
That sounds expensive.
it's very expensive.
Oh my goodness.
But that's the problem with a pool is
So is going to the beach or joining the pool?
it's a literal money pit.
Yeah.
A literal money pit where you just keep pouring money into this hole in the ground so that you can put yourself in this hole in the ground for a few joyful hours. And the amount of percentage of working to maintain the pool versus enjoyment is, it's 90% work, 10% enjoyment. But when my grandkids come, then it becomes, almost
So they
all.
use it, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's
so
why they
great.
come. They
Yeah.
come because they can.
Yeah.
I teach them how to swim.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's worth it. Anyway, so I poured all this stuff in. We went back and had the water tested again a week later, and she says, "Oh, good, it's moving. Now you've basically bleached the algae from green to blue,
Okay. Yeah.
and we're filtering it out."
Don't
And
jump in, right?
she
At
gave-
this point?
Well, she said yesterday. She said it's okay to go in now.
Now, okay.
Although I do think I could also still wash my whites in there
Yeah.
because it's very bleachy. But she gave me some new liquid. It's 4-in-1 stabilizer or clarifier or something that's supposed to now knock down the whole thing's a chemistry experiment. It's knock down the cloudiness, still put more chlorine in, test it again in a few days.
Wow.
It's stressful because I don't know why. The last time I had it this bad, the guy who opens the pool takes the cover off. His answer was, "Well, we can drain it and power wash it and fill it back up," and that's what we did. And that was also very expensive.
Yeah.
The labor to have guys drain the pool, come in there and power wash it, and then fill it back, and then all the water to fill it back up. So I'm not trying. I don't know. It's just I must enjoy it.
Yeah, you must, or you would not do it.
Yeah, and if you want to come back and bring the kids sometime, please feel free.
Frank.
By the
Yes,
time
we love to swim.
By the time we have it ready, it'll be so perfect. It'll be so pristine. Because
And then you have the beautifully landscaped flowers now.
I'm working on the flowers.
Yeah, I love it.
To me, they're still a hot mess, but I'm working on the flowers. I used to, I don't know, the whole thing used to be weeds. But for my birthday party a few years ago, we thought we need to spruce it up a little bit. So I took these cinder blocks that I had, and the cinder blocks used to be for holding the pool cover on until I got a different pool cover that attaches. So I had these cinder blocks, and we turned them into planters and put impatiens flowers in all of them. So there's 44 impatiens flowers all along the side of the pool.
44.
Well, there's 22 cinder blocks.
There's 22 cinder blocks?
Oh my gosh.
You're kidding. Is there really?
Yeah. I didn't think about
22
it.
is my lucky number, and it's already, now we know it's your birthday.
I love the number 22.
I do too. It's great.
I mean, Ron Swoboda used to wear the number 22 as a New York Mets. That's how I liked him as a player. I wanted to wear number 22.
What about the new basketball girl? She's 22.
Caitlin?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Why is 22 your favorite number?
So a lot of different reasons. My great-grandmother, who I was really close to, was 22, and she passed away when I was 22.
Oh.
And I got a tattoo of 22, and now ever
Wait, you've got a
since-
22 tattoo?
I have 22 tattoo, just the number 22 for her, and just to, I don't know. And now I seriously swear I just like see that number all the time in the most random, or like this kind of like you'll say it, and I don't know, maybe I just read too much into it, but
I've heard this about the number 23. Some people say this is about the number 23 that turns up in movies all the time, or there's 23 chromosomes, 23 in me.
Okay.
But I've always had an affinity because it's my birthday. And, as my mother would point out to me, I was in labor on the longest day of the year, Frank.
Is it?
Because she was in labor from late night, June 20th, all of June 21st. And then I was born in the early morning hours at 2 a.m. on June 22.
You're kidding.
I'm kidding. Why would I kid?
I don't know, because why? That sounds crazy.
It sounds crazy. And so my mother would say to me, 30 hours of labor, the longest day of the year.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I love it. I love the fact that my birthday is the longest day of the, or second longest maybe, if the 21st is the longest day of the year. Right?
That's really, yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's awesome.
So I love the summer. I don't like the winter. I don't like the fall even, because it reminds me of the winter.
Yeah. I love spring and summer. But I was born in April. I always thought it's because we're just kind of like right in that time of year is when we were kind of birthed.
Yeah.
So we
well,
love it.
spring and summer is spring is rebirth and summer is life, and fall is terminal illness and winter is death.
That is very true.
Fall is hospice. I love saying this because, like my friend Sarah Roberto and some of these girls, they love the whole fall vibe.
Yeah, and there is a vibe about it. There's the lattes and the leaves and the boots and stuff.
Yeah,
But I
and those round hats that they wear in Nashville. And I don't.
Yes.
Why do they wear those?
It's definitely a thing. It's definitely.
Do you have one of those?
I may have done it once.
Do you live closer to Nashville or Knoxville or?
I live in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
That's nowhere near either one.
No, well, it's an hour's north of Nashville.
Okay, so we used to drive through there when we'd go to St. Louis, because we drive through Paducah, I think, and Bowling Green, and go up to.
And what were you doing in St. Louis?
My son went to college there.
Okay.
So we would go, a few times a year to pick him up, drop him off, or if there'd be some thing, he'd get an award, or he'd get there's some reason why we would just go Parents' Weekend.
Yeah, Parents' Weekend.
That was
he in
nice.
a frat or anything?
No, no, he.
Parents' Weekend. I just heard about that lately. That's like a big frat thing too.
Oh.
For sorority and frat thing.
I guess so. I guess so. My wife and I were not really into that. She was a music major. I was a communications major. And you can see we grew up to be basically, the same people who were in college. But Frank Jr. is a chemistry major, and just got a fancy new job he's a chemical engineer now with a PhD.
He is?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. And he's got a fancy new job pulling hydrogen. They extract hydrogen out of water using light. And
Sounds like he needs to be working on your pool.
I do call him. I sent him these pictures the other day. I said, do I want the calcium hypochlorite or do I want the something else?
Did he know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
Of course he
goodness.
knew.
That's amazing. Well, I have my associates from Pellissippi, and I'm doing just fine.
Well, let's talk a little before we do the commercial for Bone Zones. That not only did I help on my old blog. Your mom would come over and say, "Hey, here's Logan." And I'd write a little article about you for my blog. Or I went to see you in Little Shop of Horrors when you were in high school, and I've had so much fun with that. That was so great.
I wish I could go do that again.
You can.
That is true. I thought about that. I went and saw it recently in Franklin. Some friends of mine were supporting another friend who was Seymour, and I went and saw it again for the first time. And I was just
and you knew every line in your head, right?
Going, I can't hold myself back. But I was like, I want to do it again.
Well, it's written by the same guys who wrote Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast.
Why don't I know these things? That's awesome. That obviously those melodies are so.
Yeah. Before they did Disney musicals, Ashman and Menken, I don't know what everything they did, but I know that the three that I can name off the top of my head are Little Shop of Horrors, The Little Mermaid, and Beauty and the Beast. And I think Ashman died while they were working on Beauty and the Beast and hadn't quite. Oh, wow. No, maybe it was while he died during Aladdin. I think that's what it was. They had to get somebody else to come fill in or finish it up. But you can see all of those clever. He was the lyricist. So all of those quick, oh, Pod, how I missed you. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
When he's spraying the flower, that genius wordplay, that was Ashman. And yes, that's why Little Shop of Horrors is so good.
Yeah. Now, I didn't know, I want to go back and watch mine because we have it on YouTube somewhere. But the one I saw in Nashville was with adults doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot more explicit words in the adult version.
That is correct.
I don't think we did that in high school.
Oh no, it's an R-rated. It's an R-rated show because the plant drops the F-bomb repeatedly in the action and in the movie version of it as well, and that's part of the fun of it. Mean Green Mother from Outer Space and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
that's you're right. It is an adult. I mean, it was based on an old 1960 Roger Corman black and white horror movie that was one of Jack Nicholson's first roles.
Jack Nicholson? Wow, I like it.
He was, I think.
See, you need to send me all these things. I need to watch some of this
I think
stuff.
he was the patient in the dentist scene.
Okay.
He was Jack Nicholson was either the dentist or I think he was the patient. He was the Bill Murray part.
Okay.
In this old black and white movie, which is a bad B horror movie. Okay. It's not good.
Yeah.
But they took it, and then in your version on stage, you die, right? Mm-hmm. Audrey dies.
In the arms of.
And when they made the movie version of that, people hated it.
Okay.
So they had to go back and recut the ending so that Audrey survives.
Okay.
So in the movie, the Frank Oz, Frank Oz, he was Fozzie Bear, F-Oz, Fozzie. He directed the movie version with Rick Moranis and Ellen Greene. I'm sorry, this has turned into
You know so many things,
This
Frank.
is my spin-off podcast, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, I'm like over here, I don't know any of this and all these names.
So when your mom said, hey, do you want to come see Logan at Little Shop of Horrors? I'm like, sure. Of course I'll go. Well, speaking of horrors and things that are macabre, how about bonezones.com? Don't forget the S, which is where you can get merchandise of Dr. Bill Bass and The Body Farm.
Oh, that's so cool.
Isn't it?
That is so cool. I've always wanted to go there.
Well, I mean,
is that a thing you can do?
When you're dead, you can go there.
Oh, you can't just go look at it?
No, not anymore. I mean, you can take a class and you can go, you can become a law enforcement officer and go study there, or you can become a forensic anthropologist.
I'll just get the t-shirt then.
But Dr. Bass, wrote the book, and actually they say that if you go out and pick up some roadkill off the side of the road and put it under your computer while you watch a documentary about that John Jefferson made, and then that turned into this book, Death's Acre, you really get the full experience of being in the body farm. You get the stench plus all the factual information. But there's some photos in here if you really wanted to see decomp. I mean, you can look, see, there's a dead guy right there. See, that's
it. We can't show this on screen.
Well, yeah, you got to pay.
Yeah.
If you want to see this on screen, you call bonezones.com or there's a phone number on there. Don't forget the S. And you hire me to come give a presentation on the work of Dr. Bill Bass. And I've got the slides of the guy decomposing, and I got the cremation lecture. I got the origins of the body farm lecture, the Big Bopper lecture. You can buy the merch like the Dr. Bill Bass groupie hat.
That's
you can
cool
buy
stuff.
the paperweight, like the skull-shaped paperweights.
That's so cool.
I know.
I grew up hearing about this place, and I think in the back of my mind, I always thought you could go see it or something.
Like a theme park?
It makes sense that you can't, now that I'm running through that statement again. Oh, let me see. That's cool.
Yeah. So the...
He signed it.
Yeah, that's what it does. He signs it across the supraorbital ridge, which I've learned so much more about bones from working with Dr. Bass at bonezones.com. Don't forget the S. He also has the actual textbook on human osteology, if you want to learn more about bones and, what connects to what, all 206 bones in the human body, which one's the biggest, which one's the smallest. Do you know that?
Don't ask me. You tell me.
The biggest would be the femur in your leg, and the smallest would be the hammer, anvil, and stapes in your ear.
Oh.
Come on, man.
Okay.
I
told you I just have an associate's degree.
I didn't learn any of this in college. I learned this all.
I'm learning it from you right now. I didn't even have a notepad, though.
So bonezones.com. Don't forget the S. Thank you for the support, and have me come give a chat about that. Now you've got. I'll call it. I was going to say an aurora about you, but that was a character in. Is that Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah.
Have you ever met Mary Costa, who played Sleeping Beauty? I saw her at a concert last night. In fact, I wish I had told you about it, because I went to Brian Salesky's concert.
We cast it up on the TV. We saw the back of your head.
Which is hilarious, because Catherine Frady has a thing. When I'm at a church event and I'm on the screen, I usually go and take a screenshot of it and send it to her, because it drives her crazy.
Yeah.
I did it at a funeral once. And she's like, thought it was horribly inappropriate that I have a screenshot of myself paying respects at the lady's casket. But why not? Why not? So your pal, Brian Salesky.
Oh, man, love him.
How do you know? I mean, I guess he's conducted you and stuff.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know exactly how we met, but I did La Boheme when I was 9, and I was, oh, la tromba el cavaline. I think that was my one line.
Well, there's a kid part?
There was just this one kid, me. I walk out, and during the the scene where they're at the, I don't know, and I walk out amongst all this, and I go, oh, la tromba el cavaline. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was really cool. And
it's
then
extremely
the rest, that's a line. I just remembered it because I had to learn it back then. And every once in a while, I'll just sing it again so I don't forget that line.
Oh,
I want to be 100
beautiful.
and still remember it.
You will. Well, Mary Costa is almost 100. She's 90-something, and she looked so beautiful. She was Aurora in Sleeping Beauty. I mean, not only was she the voice of Sleeping Beauty, but she was the physical model. They had her dance around, and they drew sketches for Sleeping Beauty. And she's a Knoxville legend, and she helped start what was then called the Knoxville Opera Company that Salesky ran for years. And now that, well, he'll tell you, they fired him.
Really?
And
I was curious what was going on with that. Okay.
Yeah, the board did something, they after all those years, they wanted to change. But his wife, Diana, started up the Amadeus Chamber Ensemble, and he sometimes will be the conductor. Sometimes he's just over there playing percussion. But when he's conducting, like he did last night, it's an amazing, beautiful performance.
Oh, it was beautiful.
And I'll give you this if you want to take it. So it's got the reminder, so you can come back in September for Dvorak's Sacred Works.
Oh, cool.
But this one will be, you see, it won't be Brian conducting, it'll be Diana Salesky's father, who's in his 90s, will be conducting.
Wow, that's awesome.
But Brian will be there.
Okay, great. I'll get to see him.
So you get to see him.
He always gives the best slobber kisses. He'd always come up and be so sweet.
Well, I was started to say Aurora, which got me onto, I think that's Sleeping Beauty's name, right?
Yeah, I think so, but don't.
It's one of the Disney princesses.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Princess somebody. And then, here, just throw that off to the side, and we'll, so the aurora that happened in the sky, I missed it.
I missed it too.
But my neighbor Shanna down the road saw it, took a picture of it, put it on Facebook. In fact, I'll put it here on the screen, of my house with the aurora over it. I'm like, come on.
No way.
Come on.
Oh, well, at least that's a cool picture to have.
And I'm driving home. I should have seen it. I should have seen it. Maybe my eyes are that
bad. Well, they say
bad.
that the phone picked it up better than the eyes. So the phones were able to, like, change the contrast or something.
Well, then did you really see it? I mean, I can change the setting on my phone.
I still want to go see it in real life.
I can change the setting on my phone to make it look like all kinds of things.
I know.
I can make it look like we're in black and white.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, come on. Anyway, all right. In fact, I should have done that right. That'd be funny if I made us in black and white while I said that.
You could do that.
All right, maybe I will. See how good I am at editing on my new computer. But I was going to say you have an aura. I think we talked about sometimes strangers just will approach you and talk to you, right?
Yes.
Why is that? Other than that, I mean, they see your smile,
I think
and anybody.
Yes. Do you think that because you say you go through this too?
Yeah, but it makes sense for you. You're a beautiful woman. I'm not. And but strangers still approach me and talk to me and ask me questions like I should know.
Or they for me, they ask questions or they'll tell me some stories that I'm like, wow, that is unbelievably sad, great, crazy, scary, all. And I'm like, wow, I don't know what it is. Do you smile at people before? So I think that's a big part of it. Is sometimes I've noticed when I'm just walking and I just look up and smile, I'll happen to make eye contact with someone and they smile back and then they go, hey, and I'm like, here we go again. And actually, I love it.
All right, I do too. I used to work with a DJ who thought it was creepy and weird, and he was very introverted and closed off and didn't like to be approached by strangers. But we'd be doing these events, and the craziest of the crazy of the radio listeners would come up and talk to me. And sometimes they would berate him because they didn't like the way he treated me on the air. They were on my side, so that was kind of weird. It was a little uncomfortable sometimes. But I would talk. He would say, "Don't touch the listeners." I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna be okay with that. I'm friendly with even the crazier ones. They're fine. But at the traffic, I'll be at a red light, and a car will pull up next to me and roll down the window and ask me a question.
You're kidding.
Like directions.
So it won't even be an instance where you're giving something out. It just happens. We were up at a 7-Eleven in Northern Virginia. We went up there for little Timmy's first Holy Communion. And we're getting ready to come back home and pump gas at the 7-Eleven. And I get out to pump gas, and there's a guy over at the next pump, and he's talking on his phone. And we're in Northern Virginia. It's a very multicultural area. And maybe I give him the nod and the smile. And then he feels compelled to tell me, oh, I was speaking a different language to my nephew on the phone. And he starts telling me what he was telling his nephew. In I don't know what language it was, if it was an Asian language or an African language, but it wasn't one that I would recognize. It wasn't like a European language. I might think, oh, that sounds like Spanish, French, German. No, it was some language very foreign to me, but he decides he's going to explain to me what he was doing. And I'm like, okay, thanks. But why? He didn't have to. He could have gotten back in his car and driven away. I think there's an aura about you.
But not just that he was, oh, I was telling my nephew this and this and this. That's just.
It's like a warm presence of like, this is a safe person. I think it's really cool to be that.
Okay. Well, I will accept it.
And sometimes it can be hard. I've had instances where, someone will actually lay out something that I'm like, I don't really know what to do with this information because it's so, I wish I had something more to give you to help or to this.
Sometimes they're expressing it is enough.
Yes, that's true. Like you're their therapist that can hear it, and now it's off of them. And I think that, in my opinion, God kind of gives us that, as we're kind of like people here to. I don't know. I see it as a spiritual thing, and it's powerful.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and then I write songs about it too sometimes. So be careful what you tell me. I'm gonna write some songs about it.
How do you write a song?
Oh man, I have one called "Talk to People," and it literally says, "I was at the beach at a thrift store. I was at the beach at a thrift store. A guy sitting around waiting for his wife starts talking to me, and I don't know. I just literally, some of my songs come out as if I were just saying it, and then I put a melody to it.
How do you write a melody?
Oh, they flow out of me these days. Give me something. I'll come up with a melody right now.
Okay, well.
Tell me something.
Tell me something. All right. So here's.
Let's do some improv here, Frank.
Okay. So. I met up with my sister while we were in Northern Virginia, and she says we're going to go to First Watch, and my wife loves going to First Watch, so we're going to send in our reservation, but my sister's handling it all through some app on her phone.
Okay.
And we're there forever. We're going on and on. When an hour goes by, and we got to hit the road. We got to get going. And finally, my sister realizes that she's given them the wrong phone number, and that
she gave them 868-75309. Didn't
probably,
she?
Yeah. and that we missed they probably called our table twice, and now we're at the back of the line again.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know. I wanted to get mad, but I couldn't because I don't get to see my sister very often. That's really not a very good song topic, is it?
Let's see. I wanted to get mad, but I couldn't.
Okay, there's a melody. I got a better one.
Okay.
All right.
You got a better one?
No. I got a better story.
Oh, okay, well that's.
I got a better story. That was a terrible story. I was taking my next door neighbor cat. I take care of him.
I have a next door neighbor named Cat too.
I'm sorry, my next door neighbor has a cat named Lewis. My next door neighbor's cat, Lewis or Louie. I care for him once in a while when they go out of town. I recently just did that for a week. and I go over there, and he likes to bite me when I'm over there. Well, my wife and I are going to go out to dinner on, I think it might have even been on Mother's Day.
Okay.
And we left the garage door open by accident. And I come over there around the corner, and then Louis, I've scared Louis, and he's sitting on top of my car, which is rare.
Okay.
Why is he on my car? And he jumps out, and I'm thinking, that's strange. The cat's never in the garage. Why is he in my garage? Why is he on my car? Well, I would go to pull out the car. My wife is going to behind me and close the garage door. She's saying, no, stop. There's birds in the garage.
Okay.
So Louis has either chased these birds into the garage or was trying to catch and kill these birds in the garage.
Okay.
And now we can't get the birds out of the garage because they're flying around from corner to corner. My wife pulls the car out, and I am running around with the garage with a rake, trying to...
What a story, what a scene.
Chase because they keep getting into the nooks and crannies, and they're going to build a nest. I don't know what they're going to do. I can't get them out.
Okay.
Finally, we leave, and we just prop open a window, and but there's now bird poop all over over the garage door because I kept opening and closing the garage door. To the point there, I think I broke it, and the next day it didn't work right. I had to reset it. So let's have a song about cats and birds.
Okay. So cats and birds.
Birds and cats.
Birds and cats.
I don't know.
I need like a one-liner, Frank. Give me like a one-liner.
I don't have one-liners.
Oh, you got one-liners. Let's see. Would you rather be the bird or the cat?
Okay.
I like a little beat.
Would I rather be the bird or the cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The cat, I mean, they love the cat, but he's kind of mean. I've seen him torture a bird and, not kill it just so that he can keep playing with it. I don't like that.
No. Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, so I guess, sad. I mean, but you don't want to be the bird either.
Yeah.
That's a bad,
well, you would rather be the bird, probably.
We should write a song about bone, death, and decay and bone zones.
Oh, man, yeah.
That's
but
what
see, all you got to do is just have something, and you come up with that, and then the whole rest of the song flows from it. It's really cool.
Okay.
So maybe we could write a song sometime.
It is a mystery to me. I would love to try it.
Yeah.
It's one thing that I can't.
Have you ever written a song?
Not on purpose.
Okay.
In improv.
That's what I was thinking.
In improv, they give you a topic. So what I do is I'll take an opera tune or a Christmas carol, and then I will just start making stuff up. But I have the tune already in my head.
Okay.
So if I was singing about the cats and the birds, I might use an opera tune. There was a cat inside of my garage. He chased some birds. They were quite large. Then they flew about the room and tried to escape far and wide. Okay,
you're good at improv like a rapper would do. You're just making it up as you go. I need more time than that.
I can understand that. I didn't know I was going to say any of that.
That's great. I mean, so your style is opera. Mine is more like.
Well, I can do Christmas carols too.
Like a bass line and a drum. I like to hear that in my
head. Like the TV theme song.
Okay, yeah.
Do you ever see that when they take the poems of like Emily Dickinson and sing them to the tune of Gilligan's Island?
Oh, really?
They fit perfectly.
Oh, well.
Anyway, all right. So I guess I want to. I know you've got to go perform. That's why you're in Knoxville. I don't want to keep you too late. But I do appreciate you coming by, and I hope that you'll come again.
Oh yeah, I like this.
Give us some plugs. Tell us more about what you're up to.
Okay, so I am now a mother of two. Last time we talked, I was secretly pregnant with secretly pregnant, that sounds weird, but I didn't.
Well, it was true because you were at the first trimester, and you took us aside, Jere and me aside, and said, oh, don't tell anybody this, but I just found out I'm pregnant. And we were about to do a TV interview for PBS, because I needed, and thank you, by the way, I was starting out this show on PBS, and I'm trying to wrangle up anybody I can get, and I thought, who would be good? Logan.
Sweet.
And you were great. But at the show, you're like, I think you even said it on the show, knowing that it wouldn't air for 6 months later. So which is fine. And now you've got two babies.
I've got two. I've got my daughter, Bobby Grace, and my son, Merle, my maiden name, which is so fun.
Is it spelled the same as your?
It is, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So since having them and getting married, I've just written some really cool stuff. And so this year, I've got a little setup at my house, kind of like you here with your equipment, and I'm going to record my own little album and produce it.
Outstanding.
But it's going to be very sentimental, sweet songs that I've written since starting this chapter of my life that has just really blossomed my heart.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, you've always been, like I said, had the lovely aura about you. But this sounds like this might have been what you were waiting for. This is
what Logan wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is. I really wanted. I always had this music career, but I wanted to have, get married and have kids because I know music can take away a lot of those things.
Yeah.
Or never let you have them if you pursue it so wholeheartedly.
That's true.
So now that I have these things, and they're my solid ground. Now the music is I can't hold back from it.
But you're also in
in
a time in technology.
It's true.
Where, if you were a generation or two ago, it would be very difficult for a mom at home to write and record an album.
Hard. It still is.
It's still very difficult. But I'm saying you have the tools, different tools now to distribute it.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily have to sell your soul to Nashville to get it done.
No, because I won't. And so the ability to do it at home, I'm so blessed every day to be able to write and now record and put out something. And if it's just you and me that listen to it, that's all I...
Do you want to strum something before you go?
Oh, sure. Okay, I did bring my guitar. I bring it everywhere now. It's funny. Can I grab it?
Yeah.
I'm off camera now. I'm back.
That's right. No, most people aren't watching.
Let's see here. Oh man, I didn't prepare, but I bring this with me everywhere I go now.
I saw it. I didn't.
I just, I love music more than I ever have before. It's like everywhere I go now, it's just, I don't know, it's cool. I'm thankful. Okay, so I was gonna play, here's one of my children's songs that I love a lot. The moon and the stars are high in the sky. Look up and dream big wherever you are tonight. Oh, tonight. That's just a little tease.
Oh, that's good.
I want lullabies and those kind of things.
That's beautiful.
Leave a message to everybody just to see the good.
Well, we got to end it right there. See the good?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, beautiful. I'm
Frank.
really glad you're here.
Me too.
And I hope you'll come back again.
Oh, I will.
And if you enjoy all sorts of audio entertainment, check out audibletrial.com/FrankandFriendsShow, where you're helping us just by trying a free premium membership for 30 days. It'll automatically start charging at the end of those 30 days. Each month you get an MP3 credit, 1 credit, for a download of something that you would keep forever on your device, regardless of whether you continue with Audible or not. And you can bank those because some of the audiobooks require 2 or 3 credits, and that's totally fine. So check it out. There's thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of audiobooks. There's millions of podcast episodes. They've just got it on Audible, including our show. So audibletrial.com/FrankandFriendsShow. And we talked about the merch. I'm going to come up with a promo code so Logan can get a discount, personal discount. And if I guess if you write to me, I could probably set you up too. But get the towel. I think you'd look good wrapped up in a...
I like the towel a lot.
Towel. Take that to the beach. Or
Yes.
the hoodie. Or there's T-shirts. And there's... there's all sorts of stuff. My friend Becca got a T-shirt, a hoodie with a zipper in electric blue, bright electric blue.
So you can kind of choose what you...
Yeah.
That's
I'll show you,
really
before
cool.
after we stop recording, I'll show you the website where... you can make it. The company will make it up in any color that they have, so you kind of customize your own merch. There's really, I can't imagine anybody having the same. The pint glasses. I know somebody else who has a pint glass, so those exist. You know what I mean? But as far as the clothes go, you're.
That's awesome.
All right.
Cool idea.
Well, thanks for putting up with me. I feel I don't usually record this early in the morning. So
It is early.
I feel a little
We're
groggy.
getting it done. This is when my brain is the most clear, though. By the 3 o'clock time, the kids have gotten to me, and I'm just all over the place, more than I am right now.
All right. Well, when the grandkids are in town, if we can line that up, I'd love for you to meet them because I've got 5 grandkids between 10 and 2.
You have 5 grandchildren?
My daughter has 5 children.
Your daughter has 5 children?
So therefore, by definition,
How is that? Because I want 4 at least.
she's able to. She does it. I don't know how she does it, but they're all wonderful, beautiful, and yeah, of course, it's not, life is messy.
Yeah.
But it's meant to be messy.
Yes, it is.
And that's the beauty of it.
So cool.
So how old are yours?
2 and 7 months. Exactly, just turned
Okay,
2
so
and
they're going to
7
be
months.
younger then, because they're not allowed to come here until they're 3 and potty trained.
I like that. It's a good rule.
But there will be a time when 2-year-old Gracie is visiting with Mama while she's dropping off the other kids. But Lucy is 4 this year, so she'll stay for a little bit. And then Charlie will be 6 this year, Timmy's 8, and Artie's 10.
Oh, I like their names too.
Oh, classic names.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, well, that's good. Also good stuff. frankandfriendshow.com/store for the merch. YouTube subscriptions, thank you very much. Look at that. If you hadn't subscribed on YouTube, you wouldn't have gotten to hear all of that beauty and seen everything that Logan Merle brings to the table. This is the Frank and Friends Show. My name is Frank Murphy.
And I'm Logan Merle.
And I hope you'll come back.
Yes. Peace and love.
Thanks so much for watching and listening. We'll talk to you again next time.